Today we are all here to honor Lindsay's life with stories and memories. Lindsay got everything she wanted in this life and then some. She wasn't afraid to work hard and never stopped working to better herself or the lives of her family. Murder mysteries were kind of my obsession. Whether they were true life cases or made for TV movies, I watched them all repeatedly. It'd be nothing for a new murder show to come on and me to say, "Oh, I've seen this case before," and walk away. There were very few episodes that I hadn't seen before. I hope you can all reflect on the times that we shared together as we reflect on my life that was tragically cut short. Most of you in the room spent years with me and can recall vast stories and experiences of our time together. Since I understood me the best, I'll be able to share more about myself and my blessed life. I can tell by the crowded room that I left quite an impact in your lives. I can see by the grief that you are showing that you will miss me. My life was full of challenges and goals. I wasn't the type to listen to anyone's advice and rather had to figure it out the hard way in most cases. I was able to flourish with these challenges and make a wonderful life along the way, with kids, a husband and family, and many, many friends. I loved all of you, but most of all, I loved my kids. My 3 boys, Nathan, Levi, and Grayson, brought me so much joy and happiness. Being a mom was when my life really began. Nathan, my firstborn, taught me so much. I then went on to meet my husband, Matt, who generously taught me the true meaning of being humble. Before this, my life was spent with my mom, dad, and brother Alex. My 3 boys loved me unconditionally, always wanted to be with their mom. "Mommy, I missed you today while I was at school. I love you so much," Grayson, 4 years old, would say. Or, "Mom, can I lay in bed with you and watch TV?" Levi, 7, would say. "Mom, thanks for taking me to the store. I appreciate everything you do for me," Nathan, 18, would say. I met my husband, Matt, 1 year after I bought my first place. He moved in that summer and we became neighbors. He quickly became my best friend and father figure to my son Nathan. He always supported me and the kids as much as he could. We've been married for 8 years, together for 10. We've had 2 kids together, lived through 3 deployments, and many other life events. We spent all of our available moments together as a family, whether it was taking the kids to their sporting events, coaching their teams, or taking them out boating and fishing. We were always together. Prior to Matt, my mom and dad and brother were my world. Even though my parents were divorced when we were young and we lived with my mom, my brother and I would often go to my dad's house. My dad would always take us on overnight camping trips or to Wisconsin Dells. One time, I remember our camper broke down, and on the way up, my dad and my brother had to spend lots of time trying to fix it. I remember peeking out the windows to spy on my brother, who was frustrated and tired. I remember laughing and him sneering at me. After marrying Matt, I added 2 sisters and 1 more brother into the mix to complete my family. Even though we didn't always see eye to eye, I loved my family very much and will greatly miss them. I hope my kids remain happy and don't lose their awesome sense of humor and warmth and compassion. I couldn't have become the person that I was today without my family's supporting me through my life goals. Along with my family, I spent a lot of time devoted to helping others. There are no regrets that I have in my life. I graduated high school, became a mother for the first time early. Then I spent 16 years continuing on with college off and on, where I began volunteering to help others and start my social work journey. I realized that in order to be anywhere in life, I was going to have to continue with my education. High school wasn't necessarily my favorite. I felt happy to be out when I graduated in '97. Shortly after that, Nathan was born, and I started working full-time at night to provide for us. I spent a few years working until I realized that I needed to go back to school to have the life that I always wanted. Still, I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly. It took a lot of hard work, but I realized that I was capable of handling it. I continued working and was blessed with many good job opportunities that propelled me forward. I worked for many years in the purchasing field where I enjoyed my time, but always knew that this wasn't the career for me. I was lucky enough to stay home with Levi and Grayson for a few years while my husband was deployed. This was the best time spent being a mom. It created a special bond with my kids and a wonderful opportunity provided by my husband. At 37, I was diagnosed with cancer. I spent 6 weeks going through aggressive chemotherapy and radiation. This was one of the worst challenges I've ever faced. Around this time, my stepfather, John Newton, was diagnosed with metastatic colon cancer. Sadly, during his struggle with this illness and the scary experience that it finally gave me the inspiration to decide that I would be best suited as a medical social worker to help others in this same position. He went on to pass away after 2 short months, and that's when I really began my process of finishing my bachelor's in social work with UW-Whitewater. I was so close to finishing my bachelor's in social work, ready to begin my new chapter in life, when suddenly it was cut tragically short. While I am no longer there to help others or spend time listening, I hope that you are all there to help each other and to listen just as I would. I worked hard to get myself to this point. I was so happy to now say that I knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I know that I was going to be a great social worker and would have made a difference in the lives of others, just as I made a difference in your life. My life wasn't always what I expected it to be. Things rarely worked out as planned, but they always worked out the way that they were meant to. From having my first son at a younger age, to putting myself through school and providing as a single mom, to then meeting my husband and having 2 more kids, our busy lives and jobs made it feel like a roller coaster at times. Cancer didn't stop me. In fact, it even inspired me to become a social worker and to help others. I have enjoyed having you all in my life. You all made me very happy and helped me to become me. I appreciate you all for that and will miss being there with you. Please know that I am always watching over you. Live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about his religion. Respect others in their views, and demand that they respect yours. Love your life. Perfect your life. Beautifully all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and of service to your people. Prepare a noble death song for the day when you go over the great divide. Always give a word or a sign of salute when meeting, or passing a friend or even a stranger if in a lonely place. Show respect to all people, but grovel to none. When you rise in the morning, give thanks for the light, for your life, for your strength. Give thanks for your food and for the joy of living, for your life, for your strength. If you see no reason to give thanks, the fault lies in yourself. Touch not the poisonous firewater that makes wise ones turn to fools, and robs the spirit of its vision. When your time comes to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with fear of death, so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home. The teaching of Tecumseh.